This video is brought to you by
Cool Grain Clothing. We done gone worldwide and we coming straight out of Baltimore. Come on down, shop with us at 215 West Saratoga Street. And if you can't come and shop with us in person, go online right now at coolgrainclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. We all have individuals in our lives, whether family or friends, that we are very protective over. It's in most people's nature to want to protect the people we love and care about the most. For some, they are raised like that, taught early on. Family is everything. And if you have siblings, I'm sure you heard from your parents, you better not let nothing happen to your brother or sister while you are around. As time goes by though, and the people you love get older and step out into the world on their own, they will eventually have to learn how to navigate by themselves without the people who have always been there to protect them. We all know the world can be cold. People can be cruel, and in certain places, if you are not strong enough, you can become a target. Whether just fun and games, the person everybody jokes on, or the one people don't want to hang with or talk about. That's why in a lot of cases, people rather vibe and rotate with their family, because you can be your true and authentic self without too much judgment. But one thing about life though, even the people that seem timid or scared have people in their corner who love them too and will ride behind them no matter the circumstances. While that might sound commendable as a protector, whether a parent or older sibling, you got to pick your battles wisely and think about your actions. Of course, if your peoples come to you and say this person is giving me trouble, you want to address the situation. But if you crash out and throw your life away behind something petty, then when things get real, who will be there to protect your loved ones? And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be discussing the case of a Baltimore man plans to retaliate for his sister that led to him crashing out. Back in 2019, 25-year-old Neil Davis was a young man trying his best to navigate in Baltimore. Neil was stated to be very protective of his family and loved ones, and the type of person everybody knew if something happened, they could call on him. Just like many of us growing up in certain environments, Neil was far from perfect. He struggled with drugs and also was diagnosed with mental health issues and had recently been released from prison. It was rumors going around a few years prior in his family that his cousin, who was the same age as him, Darrell Yancey, had inappropriately interacted with Neil's little sister. So in 2015, one day when he saw his little cousins, which was Darrell's siblings, walking from school, he approached them and asked, "Where y'all brother at?" before pulling out a knife and cutting one of them across the neck. The victim and also Neil's little cousin was 8 years old. Fortunately, they survived the attack and he was taken into custody. He was charged with attempted hit, but in court, he was convicted of assault. But now he was home and trying to move past his issues. Plus his family had recently suffered a tragedy. On November 10th, 2018, Darrell was walking in the 4600 block of York Road when somebody ran up, letting off shots. He was hit in the head, and unfortunately, at just 25 years old, he was pronounced gone on the scene. Police only had shell casings, but no witnesses or other evidence, and it seemed the case would go cold. But now, the family had a new set of problems. Neil's little sister, now a teenager, was a student at Frederick Douglass High School. His mother had been to the school many times to report that his little sister was having issues with classmates and even some of the teachers and staff. They felt she was being mistreated, but Neil's mother felt her concerns were being ignored, and her daughter kept making claims of being mistreated day by day. For Neil, this made him furious, feeling like people kept trying his sister. Even with the alleged situation with his cousin, he had had enough and decided he wanted to have a talk with the teachers at the school. The teacher his little sister had been complaining about was a man in his 50s, who we will call Mr. Mike for the sake of the story. On February 8th, 2019, it seemed like a normal school day. Neil's sister was in the office having a meeting with teachers and another student about their issues. When about 12 o'clock p.m., Neil approached the school and entered the building. He asked for Mr. Mike by name. As school police asked what was the issue, Neil heard a man say, "I'm Mike." He then asked, "Why you keep messing with my sister?" The teacher explained he was just doing his job and dealt with all the students the same way. But seconds later, Neil upped the gun and Mr. Mike attempted to grab it. As the two men fought over the gun, shots went off, hitting Mr. Mike. Even though shot, he was able to hold Neil down before school police came and put him in cuffs. He was instantly taken into custody, charged with multiple charges. The school and staff were all in shock and shook up, as no one expected a man to come into the building with a gun. The school police, who were also Baltimore City police, were all required to lock their guns up before their shifts in the morning, so they couldn't respond with force. Fortunately, even though shot multiple times, Mr. Mike would survive his injuries, but it would be a twist in the case. As police checked the gun and ballistics that was used in the situation, the weapon was also linked to the hit of Neil's cousin a few months prior on York Road. So now he was not only charged with attempt, but first-degree hit as well. He was held without bail. As the news was painting Neil to be an overly protective, trigger-happy big brother, his mother wanted it to be known her son wasn't a monster, and he was just fed up. And people didn't realize how many times she spoke to the school, and he was just protecting his family.
I'm not condoning it, but when people get fed up, if the system not doing nothing and the school's not doing nothing.
His attorney also pointed to the fact Neil was diagnosed with bipolar schizophrenia and also struggled with drugs. So it's possible he wasn't in his right state of mind. Years would go by as Neil stayed in custody, with them evaluating his mental health. And as of now, he is being housed at WCI in Cumberland, Maryland. But during my research, it's unclear what charges he was convicted of or how much time he received. Rest in peace to Darrell. It was never verified whether or not what he was being accused of was true or not. But we all know those are serious claims that would definitely make a person snap and hurt you. I think Neil definitely loved his sister and wanted to protect her, but maybe his mental state made him go a little bit overboard. The crazy thing about it now, she is a grown woman out here in these streets, and I'm sure she would love to call her big brother and wish he was home, and he can't do nothing to protect her if anything happened today. But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation, and do you yourself have experiences protecting a loved one and things got a little crazy? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Darrell. I send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.